Hi guys. Okay, so the intention of this video is going to be to cut all negative energy cords of attachment. Sure. Um, so some symptoms of having negative cords attached to you are, I'm just gonna read them here. Feeling drained and exhausted, unwanted negative thoughts, pain and longing for past relationships. Shuma ukori sutari sakai shatan. Vengeance, obsessive thoughts, behaviors, unhealthy attachment to objects, places. Shtayerut ushantanya mea shurati. Consistently being defensive, lacking confidence around certain people. Not being able to be yourself around someone. Shuranyashyamatariyasur. Komashatyare, depression and suicidal thoughts. Daishtoshtyare. Kwanishayatan. Komoshtarina yeshutumashtara. So we can have negative energetic cords of attachment to other people, places, things, situations, events. Once you remove them, you will feel relief, peace, and increased energy. You're also going to feel more of like in your own energy. Mashumakia urushtur ante shtariana shiamaturashi yomokwane tanya shtaret an. These cords can drain you, hold you back. Naura isha yeshur oshena ashyam. They can feel like lingering attachment or lingering unease. Okay, do I have an example of this? Samasharat oshara at isha antiamo shariyanko ashtari. Yeah, just yeah, like yeah, like in romantic relationships, I think that's one of the easiest, most common examples, most obvious when you're dating someone in a relationship with someone who's not for your highest alignment. Nishnana yashut ur, and you might even know that this is so, and still you can't leave, and that might be because you're courted to them negatively. Mishtara ukua shianant atari samakua I think that's one of the more common examples. Like, yeah, when you are in an intimate relationship with someone and you know your soul knows that your intuition knows that it's time to leave, that the contract that you guys had is over and it's time to go and evolve and move on, and you feel like you can't, and you can't really explain why in a way that makes reasonable logical sense. I think that's a very good and common sign of energetic cords. But you can also be corded to Makarushtariya Natishariya places, I guess. Negative attachments like addictions, like to objects. Mashtaru tu mashia. Shta'ani shtariana tu shariyawama shukuare shtariana tu shtarai shtara. Codependent relationships will be negatively corded to each other. Makuane shtariana. And let me see if there's anything. Nishtara makar shtaniare amokor shtora ieshayik ania shianamat aurush to shirakare shtariana kara. Sometimes, okay, this is going to be like more spiritual, but sometimes you'll have negative entities that that what is it called? Body jumping. When they'll jump from body to body and it'll be the same entity that's after you. Shtamu ushakiana kia shurt ushtariana mashirata shiakarat ish tukwa miashur ush. That's another, I don't know why that came up, but this is why you wanna remove negative cords of attachment. So they look like cords that are ugly because we have positive cords too. So like our friends, family, for example, if we have healthy relationships with our friends or family, um, we'll have positive light cords to them. Negative cords look, to me, I see them like shabby, brown, red, black. And like dirty sometimes. Mashiakara ashut ushanit. Kalmukwarat ishtaniena ishat arishtra ashiakara. Ushin makau shukorishtana ish. Some like another example that I have is um I don't know why. Well, okay. Uh, I become friends sometimes with in my past. Become I've befriended people that I didn't like. Well, yeah, and they were not for my highest alignment. But like I said before in this video, I felt like I couldn't cut them off or block them or leave them. And that's because there was negative cords of attachment. And we become susceptible to negative cording, I think, um, for me, it has a lot to do with my childhood traumas. And when we have what is it called in psychology? Anxious, avoidant, negative attachment styles, that stuff. Because this stuff happens like the chords are in the non-physical, right? So nomaurat anishtariat ishut arisaki kumyashtariana. But that's how they make you feel. They can also make you feel tired and like you're not yourself, and you might not even be aware of that you're not yourself until you're by yourself, until you're alone, and then you realize, oh, okay, this is how I am. This is my energy. Man kuanesh. Okay, so let's get started. Mashtukur tishtania neshakaria shumaria. One of the things that will happen when you cut negative cords is you'll see, like, if you had a lot of them, or if not, if you didn't, right? What if you had a negative cord of attachment to a person? you'll see them come back in. This is something that is very interesting that happens. I've observed that when you cut negative cords with people, they'll come back in and try to reestablish the cord again. And they'll come, sometimes I've seen them come in super fast, especially if it's like a heavy negative cord, like someone, for example, like I've seen a coworker of of a coworker of mine. I was cutting my coworker, or I was cutting her. Well, I don't cut, I remove them. Was removing negative cords of attachment to a coworker of mine, and she was telling me that she was having troubles with another coworker and that she felt disrespected, not using these words, but this basically the gist that she felt disrespected by this other coworker. And I honestly don't remember the rest, but I do remember that after I removed this negative cord from my coworker, the coworker that it was attached to, the one that she was having troubles with, called her immediately after I cut that cord, which was surreal because yeah, so it happened right away. And I think I told her to I told her, see, that means that she was negatively corded to you. And she called her, and it wasn't even for a good reason. She was using the company phone to give this coworker of mine a call, and it wasn't for a good reason. Like it wasn't a work related reason. It was just to check on her or something. But I don't know what excuse she gave. But yeah, that's what happens. What happens energetically, but maybe she wasn't conscious of it, obviously, is that the person will feel that the cord is gone. So it's like something's been taken away. Energy has been taken away because she was using a negative cord of attachment to siphon energy from the coworker. So those are like nastier cords, I think, in my opinion, because yeah, it's like oppressive energy siphoning, right? If it's intense like that, then that must not feel good. And she was telling me that she was having issues with this coworker, right? I don't remember the exact issue that she was consciously aware of, but yeah, something like that would cause issues for sure. Let's get started. So I want you to find a place to lie down in and deeply relax, calling in your spirit guides, guardian angels, 100% divine light only, your higher selves of 100% divine light only. Naria sat iranit amashur ante shari andu shayesh ukwaria natasher taria se. Let's come into an agreement with our subconscious minds. Koma shiarat eshta, we're willing, able, and ready to shkanyama, remove all negative energy cords of attachment from our energy field now. Shurtariant Arisha Kianeshat Ariasu Mashiakara Ariasur Ustiarakara Stanianari und Ush Arianat Yeshokora Shiaratara Neona Shira Natia Sharaki Kwamya Shari Anteshur Ariasiana Shiarakara und Iana Mashirata Shur Tushtariana Kara Masharutush Taranya Karatara. Taking a deep breath in and relax. Nane Shanyama Shrutush Tariane Shakia Sharatara. Rena Shianaria Shakaratara. Tariana Teratia Sharake Shariatara. Om Narayana Shukwarya Karatara. Ne naria ne sharia karatara. Shura i shanyak aun tushania ne shariat aria shiarakara. Shuna in namur roshianara e sharakara. Yare sani shanya mur utu shara ukwari sa yeshaya karatara. Urashiyam. We can also be courted to, like I said before, places like houses, especially like if it's your house and you've been there forever, you grew up, whatever, and now it's like you're courted with it because you're attached, like you've attached to it. But sometimes it's time to move on, right? So we gotta remove these cords if it's time to move on and you're negatively attached to your house, and then it's going to be harder to sell it, or yeah, and to let it go and to move on if that's what's lining up for your highest and best good. Maurashta, same with vehicles, mashtir, antush, any object, right? Any object. Maush ayesh saria eshund anya re sakura inna ushanya maura shiakara ureshatya shiara karatara. Removing all negative energy cords of attachment now. Mash u ash yanu an ashiakara, removing all negative energy cords of attachment at the root. Sur ashyana shumik anai shora yashit anariashyakara narianashisht ainai shayekaratara shanariashyara karatara. Nam nari nai sharia karatara ero shaya mushari na ishtari shtaria karatara na rashina yesharia tara. So I also observed that the cords, they attach in, again, places that are vibrational matches to them. So wounds, energetic wounds within our energy field. So after removing negative cords, I like to cleanse and clear these wounds, the ones that we are open, ready, willing to cleanse and clear. Sur Rayana Deamoru Oshintare Shtaria Neana Korana Shara. Tukuria tushtari na yashur ushtara. Healing and sealing the highest platinum white divine light now. Shumana nushanarya natashira shiara. Shuranyamushtaran nishturushtiara kiyara shiaratara. Namana Shuratyara siamo Sharia Kanya Tashir Atea Shur Atyamo Shtarianat Ishtarianakara Shtariare Shatyara Kara Or an inna sharana mukwareshi. Or onat in. So it'll be up to you guys when these these sources of negative attachments come, like I said, come knocking again at your door. It'll be up to you whether you're going to reattach, right? Uh, After doing a session like this, it'll increase your awareness, your consciousness, so that so that you're aware when all of a sudden you're getting that random phone call from or whatever from a person that you haven't heard of in a while, because that's another thing that happens. They once they siphon you, right? And maybe they're getting like a constant energy supply, or just like they got like the juiciest part already or whatever. They'll their communication will like lessen, and then all of a sudden after an energetic negative energy cord removal, you'll get that random phone call from the person you haven't heard of in a while, and that's because they know subconsciously that the cord is done, the cord is gone. And they'll try to reattach. So then that's when you guys come in with stronger boundaries, with more self-love, self-value, self-worth. Shur and and you don't allow the person, place, thing to reattach. In a negative way. Komariana Shaia Shutora Ante Shurto Shairania Sharia Kara Mai Shukur Amutustariana. Closing and sealing the energy field now. Mashur Ane Shtaria Mushai Shari Atiashiana that Ari Shtaria Shiakara. So again, if you'd like to stay in process, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, gently coming back to the room, bringing awareness to your physical body. And when you're ready, take your time to blink your eyes open. Thank you for joining me, and have a blessed day or night.